which is the topic of healing from the ways that we feel wounded from our parents. First thing I want to do though is I want to invite us all to give some grace to our parents. All of us have wounding from our parents' situation. My kids are going to have wounding from being raised by me. Like that, to me, that's just like a given. Like I just assume that will happen. I do my best to try to minimize it, but it's going to happen because I do, even though I'm doing my best, I have woundedness and I'm parenting with my woundedness, and therefore I'm going to make decisions and do things that are going to cause woundedness for my kids. And the same happened with my parents and happened with their parents and happened with their parents. And that's just the reality of life. And also, my parents did lots of awesome things for me. So just because I have woundedness from them doesn't mean they failed in any way. And it doesn't like they, my parents made lots of sacrifices so that I can have so many good things in my life. And my parents, I know that they love me so much and want so much for me and like made all kinds of hard decisions and did hard things for me. I don't want this talk of healing from woundedness from our parents to like in any way like cause us to forget that piece. And at the same time, I have woundedness from my parents. There's things that happened when I was being raised that left wounds and scars on me. And that's just the way it works. And so, as we consider all this, we might wonder, what do we do about it? Like when we notice that we have woundedness because of our parents and the choices they made, how do we heal that? That's an important question. And I think that it's actually important because it's a service to our parents. On like a quantum level or an energetic level or a spiritual level, you are connected to your parents, right? Like with quantum entanglement. Quantum entanglement's the idea that and thank you, Brendan. Thank you for saying thankful. Thank you for telling me you love it. And hello, Nota Bald Pro. If any of you have any questions about or comments of what I'm saying, please put them down in the chat. I love that interaction so much. So yeah, what I'm saying is that like when I heal, my parents heal, right? Like when I heal the woundedness they passed on to me, it turns around and heals them because it makes our relationship better. Also, it's like when two electrons once two electrons are entangled in quantum mechanics, like they affect each other. So if one electron is spinning towards the right, and then it gets entangled with another electron, and then but those electrons get separated, and they're in like they're on opposite sides of the universe. If the one that's spinning right starts spinning left, the other will start spinning left, no matter how far away it is. Once we're connected on that quantum level, that's what happens. And I believe that happens with our relationships. Like with the people that you're closest to, especially your family, because there's that connection you make with your family, like especially the mom whose belly you grew up in. Like you can't spend 9 months growing in someone's belly without creating like a certain kind of connection. Um, I love what people are saying here. Thank you for agreeing with me. So you have to have that connection, right? It's gonna happen, especially with your mom, and it happens with other important people in your life. And so once you connect with people, then um, then once you make that connection with people, then the things that happen to you happen to them. So like you can have that connection with people, and you might be like, especially with people you're really close to, you might be really sad one day, and that sadness on like the quantum level transfers. And they might come like, I'm really sad today. I can't figure out why. And it's like you're quantumly connected, so you affect each other. And that this applies especially to our family lines, and because it happens at the DNA level. Um, and so if you have woundedness because of your parents, the way your parents raised you, and then you heal that woundedness on a spiritual or quantum level, it heals them. So it's a service you're doing for them. Rather than think of it like, oh, I'm so mad at my parents because they hurt me. You can think of it like, my parents did wonderful things for me and they hurt me because they were hurt. And when I heal that, it heals them. And it makes the legacy better because as I heal that, it doesn't pass on to the next generation or pass on to the people I interact with in my life. Um, Nota Bald Pro asked if the universe is infinite. Um, I don't know, but I don't think it is. I think the universe has an expanding end to it, but I do believe there's multiple universes. I don't think there's just one universe. I think there's lots of universes, and so I don't. I'm assuming that the number of universes is probably infinite in the whole multiverse. Is my assumption, but I don't. But maybe it's finite, but just a really big number. I'm not sure. Um, Okay, so how do we heal? Like, how do we do it? How do we heal from the things that our family did to us, like from things we got from our growing up? Well, let me give you just one example from my life, and then you can like we'll see where it goes from there. So, um, something that's really traumatic for me, and this is kind of intense, but I'm gonna say it. This is some really intense stuff, though. Trigger warning. So when I was 4 years old, my sister was 2 years old, and my sister and my family was visiting some house on the Fourth of July. We were visiting some people, um, and and while we were visiting these people, there was a swimming pool that was full of water, and my family put they were scared that I or my sister would go in the swimming pool and like drown or something. So they put furniture in front of all the doors so that we couldn't get out. Well, mostly so my sister couldn't get out. I had no intention to. And then what happened was I was playing in the laundry room with Legos, and my two-year old sister came in and said, "Hey," she actually couldn't talk yet, but she like gestured that she wanted out, you know. And so I opened the door for her and let her out. And she went out at that. She went out into the. Oh, thank you for the Ramadan blessings. That's so special to me. Think that will make my life better. Thank you. So she went out. My sister went out to the pool, and my sister drowned in the pool because I opened the door. That was really traumatic, like really, really, really traumatic. And because I felt responsible for her dying, and my parents like were so sad. I remember so clearly how sad they were. I remember sitting in the waiting room at the hospital, and there was just so much sadness. It was so much. And I remember going to the room where my sister was plugged into these machines that were keeping her heart and lungs operating, even though her brain wasn't working because she'd been in the water too long. Um, so she was in these machines, and the machines were like really big around her, and it felt like scary to see her hooked up to these machines. And I just remember feeling like it was too much, like just way too much scariness. And then my sister died. She just died. Like that's what happened. And that was really traumatic. And my parents never told me it was my fault or anything. Like my parents, in fact, when my parents found out that I'd opened the door, I didn't tell them till years later because I was like, I think I was ashamed. So I didn't tell my parents till years later that I opened the door. But when I told them that, they did not put any shame on me. Like they just completely supported me and like told me I shouldn't feel guilty, but I did feel guilty. I felt like it was my fault that she died and my fault that everyone was so sad. And there's some parent, and my parents are really wounded by that, right? Like my parents, they were just so hurt by it. And the feeling, and like I have enough empathy that the feelings that my parents were feeling like passed on to me. and I picked them up, and then I felt like it was my fault they felt that. They didn't mean to wound me, but there was woundedness that happened because of what happened when I was raised. And frankly, um, you could look at that situation and you could say that there's also some parental woundedness in the sense that, like, my parents didn't have to go to that house with a swimming pool, right? Like they made that choice. Um, like I don't blame them for it, but like I could, uh, like the situation was just like it wasn't my responsibility to look after her. It was their responsibility, but yet I blamed myself. And it has taken a long time to heal from that. Um, how do I heal from it? Through lots of different things. um, I have done I've done used a technique called emotion code to heal from it. I've done a lot of that. I've also done a lot of journaling. I have done a grief ceremony where I had some really close friends come over and I wrote out all my feelings about it and I read it to them, and then we all passed the paper around and ripped it up into smaller and smaller pieces, and like burned it together. And so like I had like my friends took time to like have grief with me, which was really powerful. Um, I have done, all these techniques and more. I've also just taken the time. Like, at one point, it was really important for me to be angry. Like one of my friends helped me see that you can't forgive someone unless you took the time to be angry at them. So like I had never been angry at my parents about it because I blamed myself so much. My friend helped me see that it was important for me to let myself be angry at them in order to heal. So I actually let myself just like in my car as I was driving, just yell with frustration at my parents that that they put me in that situation, and then I forgave them. It was pretty quick. Like, it was pretty easy to do, but that was really important for me. And so there's no way. The only way to heal this stuff is to go through it. If you like avoid it, then it just festers inside you and gets worse. But so the only way to heal it is to like bring it up and go through it. Or bring it up in like a safe, manageable way. And a lot of times with other people there to witness it. And Notable Pro, um, I'm really sorry to hear that your mom's uncle died. That is very sad. Death, death is awful. And it's important that we have grief with death. Like it's important to take the time to grieve because that heals us to do the grieving. I think that's all I have to say today. If any of you have any questions or any more comments about this, throw it in the chat right now before I go. But or you can message me through YouTube with stuff to talk about. I get on almost every day, not every day, but almost every day, and do a little thought like this about life and about healing. And then sometimes if it feels right, I throw in like a little. I lead everyone through a meditation on these live streams. Um, and Notable Pro, I do feel my sister is in heaven. Um, and she has healing to do there too. Um, Thank you so much. I guess Notable Pro, thank you for never forgetting me. I guess we're connected on the quantum level now. We're spiritually connected moving forward. Um, oh, I will wait. Um, and okay, I won't leave. Don't worry. Notable Pro wants to say something more, so I'll wait for you to say something more before I leave. Just waiting for his last comment. While we're waiting, just know that all of you are loved. Like all of you, anyone listening to this, all of you are important to someone, and all of you are unique, and you don't have to do anything to have value. I want you to know that. And uh, Notable Pro, I'm grateful that you have something more to say, and I'm grateful to hear what it is. Oh, okay, you're ready to go now. All right. If you have any more questions, if Notable Pro, if you have any more questions or any more thoughts or anything, you can say it. It's totally fine. I have a moment now. Um, I just want you to know, you guys know in the comments that like on like a spiritual level, I can like feel you guys right now. Notable Pro, as you've been commenting, I've never met you, but I like feel I can just sort of feel like your personality and like your soul. Like I can feel that, and it feels like I just love you. That's all. Um, I guess okay. I guess I'm gonna go now. Notable Bro says to go ahead and go. But yeah, go ahead, and if you haven't, you can subscribe to this and hit the bell. I do these most at just about every day, and so when I get on, I just get on like random times, different days. But when I get on, if you're subscribed and hit the bell, YouTube should warrant should tell you that I'm on, and I keep doing this. Um, Also, one other thing, I do teach a class. So on Zoom, I teach a class every other week on this kind of stuff, on like healing, and I teach a class all about how to like heal and how to how to like grow spiritually, and how to just become how to make our relationships really strong and really good. It's not. I teach the class every other week. I see that Brendan's commenting here. He's one of the people who comes to the class, and the class we just do it over Google Meet, and it's just $10 to come to a class, 10 American dollars to come to a class. So if anyone that watches this is ever interested in coming to that class, you totally can. Just send me an email, josh@13seasons.org. I'll put that in the description also when I finish the live stream. I'll put it in the description, but it's josh@13seasons.org. Just send me an email or go to the website 13seasons.org, and there's a way to contact me there. And just contact me and let me know that you want to try coming to the class, and you can join us on it's you can join us. We do it in the evening on Thursdays. Here I live in Oregon, so it's like a 7:30 Oregon time. So wherever anyone else lives, you have to adjust for the time. Um, but if we haven't, but yeah, so that's a thing we do. If enough people are interested in joining the class at other times, we can also set up the class for different times. So that's a neat thing too. All right, see you all, and I love you all. Bye.